right, welcome back. Welcome back, America. Yeah, we're back, and Mike Shoesmith, I want you to redeem the time. I think we've got 7 or 8 minutes left, but you teased us when we went away, and you said that you were going to reveal to us the biggest "see, I told you so" ever. And so I don't have a clue where you're going. In fact, when we were talking offline, we didn't even have a chance to get to that. We were talking about so many other things. So I'm sitting here with bated breath, as I am sure the listeners are. What is the biggest "see, I told you so" ever? Go ahead.
Well, you know, ever since Darwin and Freud, society has been trying exhaustingly to figure out a way to place things like why we do what we do, our sexual choices, and this and that. Just basically a liberal understanding. Maybe liberal is not the right word, but an understanding of why people do what they do based on liberalism.
Yeah.
Liberal meaning freely, liberalism meaning unrestricted, right?
Right.
So that you throw in evolution, people are just animals, and everything we do is the product of billions of years of genetic drift and so on and so forth, right?
Right.
But the latest on that, the latest science on this by psychologists really does throw a monkey wrench into this whole idea that people are just products of billions of years of evolution. Mental illness mostly caused by life events, not genetics. Argue psychologists, mental illness is largely caused by social crises such as unemployment or childhood abuse. Or too much money is being spent on genetic and biological factors.
And you have been saying this for years. Go ahead.
The psychologists are now warning here that funding bodies like the Medical Research Council have been wasting hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars on determining the biology of mental illness when they fail to look at triggers in people's societal involvement, right, from their childhood on. And this is an argument we've been making for years, that it's nurture, not nature.
Yeah. And in fact, let me just say, Mike, when you started talking about this, I saw my email light go off. I looked at it and saw where you had sent me the link, apparently while I was coming on and introducing you. And so I've just posted the link to that article at facebook.com/freedomfriday.carlgallups. So people can go and check behind you that you're speaking the absolute truth. This is what they're saying. The title of the article is "Mental Illness Mostly Caused by Life Events, Not Genetics."
Right, and you cannot read that article without reading the next one I sent you, which is a scientific study out of Baylor University. Young people who regularly attend religious services and describe themselves as religious are less likely to experiment with drugs and alcohol, according to this new study of 195 juvenile offenders. And the study findings, which support a growing body of research, suggests that young people who connect to a, quote, higher power, unquote, may feel a greater sense of purpose and less likely to be bothered by feelings of not fitting in, said this researcher.
Yeah.
So here we have two articles, one confirming we've been saying for years that you've got to stop focusing all of your energy on listen, we're just higher evolved apes, and everything that we do is the result of genetic engineering based on natural influences, and we'll just evolve our way out of all these crises. And these researchers are saying, look, it's time to give that up.
Right.
And then you have this next article, which is really an amendment to the first one. Not an amendment, but something that you should really pair these two articles together. Mm-hmm. That if mental illness is caused by factors which include abuse and so on and so forth, and then we get into this other area where people of faith, people who grow up in houses of faith, have a far less chance, far less at risk of having these mental disorders, having these, addiction problems. It says here, daily spiritual experiences such as prayer and worship are associated with a greater likelihood of sexual abstinence, increased prosocial behaviors, and reduced narcissistic behaviors, the researchers said.
Wow.
So when you couple these two things, these two basic realities together, you find that teaching people that they're just animals made out of meat is bad. Teaching people that there is a higher power that wants to have a relationship with you is good.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest I told you so of all time. The church has been saying this for thousands of years. You and I have been saying this in chorus since we met each other 8 years ago. Drop the atheistic mindsets. Get into a good Bible-teaching, Holy Spirit-led church. Get your kids in there and just get with the program here. Drop your pride. God is real. He's there, and He loves you, and He wants to have a relationship with you and both of you, all of your children. Get them in there. Even Howard Stern admitted this last week when Robin Quivers read this exact same story over the air during the Howard Stern show, and she said to Howard Stern, "Howard, does this mean people should start bringing their kids to church?" Howard Stern said, "Yes, absolutely."
Yeah, it's funny. One of the nastiest people on the planet as he's gotten older is talking more and more about God and now recommending that people take their children to church. What do you think's
right.
what do you think's going on with that, brother?
Yeah, no, we maybe the Lord is speaking to him. I've been saying this for a while. I've been praying for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I pray so too. Mike, I hear the music, and you probably do too. Thank you so much for joining us. And your upper respiratory and your squeaky voice, but you're sounding great. Thank you for the information. This is astounding, brother. Thank you.
All right, I look forward to your appearance tonight and the rest of the show today. I love you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you next week. Freedom Friday, Carl Gallups. We'll be back in a moment with Brandon Big B for an hour. You don't want to miss it.